Hey y'all, what's up? Big Wooly here, and welcome back to another episode of our FTB Skies Expert Let's Play. As you can see behind me, I have started making some more ME controllers to try and finish our cube and settle in on the idea of having this thing sticking out. We're going to try to decorate it like it's a ruin or something. Not 100% sure what the final is going to be. Going to do some terraforming and stuff up here. We hopefully will get into some of that today. And yeah, so without any further ado, let's get into it. All right, so this is being recorded on Sunday, Mother's Day. So to any of you mothers, happy Mother's Day. Yeah, so here we go. First and foremost, our data model we got together in yesterday's episode has gotten us all, actually 2 days ago episodes, or yesterday, I don't know. It all runs together. Long story short, nether stars. We should have, holy crap. Yeah, we got like 2,300 of them. Please tell me I have them in a drawer. I don't. Oh my goodness. All right, yeah, we're going to need to pull those off the discs and get them into a drawer. Here's a drawer. So we'll get them put in there. But as you can see, we are no longer short on nether stars. Turn these in. That gets us a creative paste container from Building Gadgets. So we can copy and paste things with the Building Gadget, and gives us 4 end crystals. Next up, we're going to have to make some various foods, some precision mechanisms, and the crystallized amber. This is going to get us more power storage for our induction matrix, and it's going to get us a bunch of magnets for better power gen. So that is an exciting one to start on. I did get the corals tied in over here into drawers, and then I also now have the output from this new sifting line shifted over to its own P2P tunnel, so it's no longer sharing off the purple. So it's on magenta on a new row. And we left enough space here to bring all of the resources over. Hopefully that'll be something we get to today. And I also got our enriched, our steel dust going and put it on a drawer. So this will actually fill up and back up eventually. We brought over our force gem generation and got it set up here at the end of this line of what's going to be sifters. We also got our liquid force being made over here. This is just exporting force logs into here. This crafts them down into planks, sends the planks into the pyrolyzer. Pyrolyzer sends its power source there, and its force up yonder. This is not in range of our drawer controller over here, which does pose a problem. So I think I might end up using an import bus to pull them in, but I'm not sure. Or get another drawer controller out here on this circuit for this area in case we have other byproducts. But back to the comment stuff, there was one other one that we didn't quite get to, and that was the material stoneworks generator. So this one I would like to use right in here, and we are going to put an ender drawer underneath it. And this was, one of the ones from yesterday. I believe it was 4-ounce Scoop who said this one. So what we'll be able to do with this is I can tell it the pattern of stuff to do, and it will take cobblestone and turn it into glass for me. So let me get it some power and grab an import bus, and then we'll go over the setup. All right, so we got ourselves an export bus here into the top of the material stonework generator, and we are going to want to export cobblestone. Now, to keep this from overflowing into our storage and all, we're going to output into an ender drawer. That was also part of the suggestion that brought this one up, and I just really like the idea. It'll give us 8K glass, basically ready at all times when it's done, and all we have to do is tell this how to process. So if we come over here to glass and we go to the material stonework factory, you're going to see that we need 2 hammers, a furnace, and then a nothing. So we need crushing, furnace, nothing. Then this is going to need power, which I still forgot to do. And then as you can see, it's going to go through its process. And then when we get to our output over here, we need to tell it, actually, so third inventory is where they're going to stop. So we tell the third inventory to push out the bottom. And then it looks like we're going to have a byproduct of slag that we're going to need to deal with. So I think we should be able to tie slag into just a drawer or an import bus. We have one more channel remaining. Why don't we do import bus, and that gets it back in storage. And then we can make a drawer for it over on the main controller side. So let's grab our import bus, and then we're going to tell it to only allow slag. And then tie it in. Oh, wow. Interesting. So it's going to fill this inventory with the cobble. Water, lava, inventory generator. So first inventory, we're going to tell it disabled for all the sides. Hold on. Got this wrong. Got to figure it out together because we don't want to be able to. Actually, I think all we would need to disable is the top, right? There we go. So this will continually make us glass passively. Heck yes. There we go. So you do have to disable those other inventories, otherwise it'll just keep pushing your cobble into it. Learn something new every day. Let's get I paired up an ender drawer already. Let's get it over into our storage system, and we'll just put it right here where this other one with glass is. So now if we toss down this other empty, or this other drawer that's just got glass, we can take that upgrade out of it, grab out our stuff, unlock, empty, and then now this can just be another drawer for something else. We'll just stick it right up there, lock it, link it, that way in case we want to put something in it. And I guess we need to put slag in one. So let's get that going. Slag, it'll need to be on a drawer with a void upgrade. So this works fine right here, because we just don't want it to overflow and back the machine up. And now, yeah, we should just see glass constantly rolling in. There we go. Now it won't be enough that, like, if we need a big batch of glass right away, we can take the pattern out. But as soon as we've got, you know, an 8,000 block buffer of glass, we should, in theory, just be able to pull the glass pattern out of our smelting factory here and free up one of these slots. Material stonework generator done. Now let's start looking at crystallized amber. We're going to need to get either honey or lava, along with fire charges and gold ingots. So the gold ingots already been generated. We need to handle the fire charges. Let's go upstairs and see if we can make a recipe for it. Ooh, down to our last pattern. Let's make another 64. Okay, and then we want to make a string pattern too. That was one of the things I was working on in between episodes. I set up flax, so we should be able to take one flax and turn it into string. System needs to know how to make the string. Fire charges. That's what we're up here for. So we need to tell the system how to make them. Actually, yeah, that recipe works just fine because we got all that automatically coming in. Let's go ahead and get these patterns in there. There we go. And then now we've got pattern for fire charge. And that should allow us to set up the supercooler to make our crystallized amber. So the supercooler should be right here. And where do we have channels? I think we just filled the purple line. Or is it the gray line? One of them. I think the gray line's full. Purple is fluids, and we're not full up on fluids yet. But there we go. One channel completely full. Oh, part of my intro where I showed you where I was working on this, I actually set up a bunch more P2P buses that I have not grabbed the frequencies on or anything, but I just hooked them up. I did some rerouting and shifting of the base design. So I took this controller, which was over here just to power this one side, brought it in the middle. We run a piece of dense cable into the top of it, and we're drawing channels from up there down into here. And then these two faces currently are the only ones being used to carry the P2P channels, the P2P tunnels out to the other end. So, you know, it basically cut in half what was on each leg and gives us plenty of room to work with channels as we head out this way. So before we were full 8 of 8. Now we're only using 4 of 4 on this end because the other sides of these P2P tunnels are actually coming into our system up top on the other interface. So up top there, we're using 13, but we don't have all 13 of those P2Ps hooked up. We only have 6 total P2Ps that we're using right now currently. And we're drawing power into the whole thing right here on this energy acceptor. And then I'm powering the main ring with a flux point on top of it. So got us ready. I mean, we got access to channels for days, and that is great because as you can see, it can get a little chaotic in here with all of this, and you can quickly run out of channels. I mean, look at that. 32 channels worth of stuff. I know that this is probably not how some of you guys would do it, but it's how I'm doing it, and it works, you know, so there's no real anything. We're golden right here. It's doing what it's supposed to do. Now, our supercooler. Let's put it right in here. We may have to move our automation station thing out over this way. Matter of fact, let's do that. There we go. Now we won't have it right in the middle of a row of machines or anything. So for the supercooler, well, we could just come right over here. Sure. And we'll put a supercooler there. We'll grab a pattern provider. Let that craft up. Let's see. Let me get some more magenta cables made up for us so that we can integrate all this right, and I'll be right back. All right, let's make up a pattern for crystallized amber. I think we'll use the one that uses lava because we already have lava on this side tied in, and it's fine with me. The rest of it we don't need patterns for because they're just being auto-generated into our system. And then now that we've got our pattern provider hooked up, I'll go show you what I'm going to try to see if it works first, and we'll go from there. So I went ahead and just put a pattern provider into the top of it, and then I did an import bus off the back. And what I'm hoping is if I toss this pattern in here, we should, in theory, be able to just tell it to make us. So we needed 64, so we have 7. Let's just make another 60 if we can. It says we have everything we need. But is it going to send the lava? No. Why are you not sending the lava? Was the lava not a part of the pattern? Oh, it didn't register that it needs the lava. Well, that's kind of dumb. Oh, wait, this has liquid biomass in it, it says. Y'all see that on the tooltip? Let's see, do we have a tank? Let's take a tank. And let's see if we can pull that liquid biomass out and if it's got the lava waiting. Although I don't see the lava on the pattern. Yeah, there's the liquid biomass out of it. But it did not send the lava. So we're going to have to go modify this recipe. And let's take these things out of the input buffer. Let's go see if we can figure out how to use this. So it's a processing pattern, but you are missing the 100 millibuckets of lava. What is that, 0.1 buckets? Okay, let's try that, and let's just go for 1 and see if it makes. Got to go cancel that craft that's running. Haha, it works. Cool. So y'all saw that. We just had to modify the recipe to make sure that we included the bucket of lava. And now we should be able to add other patterns for things, but know that on all of them, we're probably going to have to manually add the fluid into the recipe. But we have automated the super cooler. That's exciting. That's one that I don't know that I've seen automated anywhere. But then again, I've been trying to avoid watching other people's FTB Skies Expert series because, you know, I want to do it myself. We need some power to this thing, so we'll just GPS data card it in here. I've had to add another one of these energy transfer nodes, and it's almost full. So yeah, we're gonna have to get some more of those going. But now that we know it works, we have 8, 64, 52. No, 52 and 8 would be 60. So, and another 4. So 56. We need to make 56 crystallized amber for the quest. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And let's see how it handles a bigger batch craft. Heck yeah. Let's go. It's working. That's going to get us our crystallized amber for the endgame quest. Absolutely awesome. That is awesome. I love figuring out stuff like that. What else do we have on the agenda for this episode? Let's go look at this overpowered quest line. Our 64 amber is cooking. What about valid items for squid ink pasta? Okay. So we need squid ink pasta. Let's just bookmark the 3 foods. Oh, that was another thing I was thinking we could do right here too. So the Certus quartz, we have to use an enrichment chamber to get it up to flawless, but we have to make the flawed ones by doing in-world combinations with starting with a block and a charged Certus quartz. It's a whole process, and we need 16 of them. So first, let's just grab out 64 of them, and then we're going to need... Yeah, that works. So now we need to go find some water, which we have plenty at the old base. So if we go to the old home. So now we should be able, in theory, to just control Q and control Q. And that should start making the damaged stuff for us. So there we have it. It made us 20 of the flawed Certus quartz things, which we are going to need to put in the enrichment chamber to turn them into flawless for a quest line, and we need 16 of them. Done. That was easier than I thought. So where's our enrichment chamber? Smelting enrichment chamber. There we go. That should be flawless coming in. Awesome. Absolutely awesome. The Certus quartz there that we have in the blocks, that's another one that I'd like to put in a simple compacting drawer because they come in those squares and then we can get them in the block in the other. Or they come in not square, but, you know, sometimes we need the block, sometimes we need the other piece. And a simple compacting drawer is a good solution for that. We currently have them in just a regular drawer. So I'm going to need to get a simple drawer made and move those over. Do I have one? Simple. Nope. My crafting CPU is busy. That is another thing for today. if we have time, although I don't know if we're going to have time because I've just been cranking right along and we're making stuff. So we've got the 16. Let's look at these recipes now. So squid ink pasta, we need squid. What does that say? Accepts any raw fish. Okay, we've probably got raw fish. Raw pasta. That's not one we've made before, I don't think. So we need dough, which is wheat flour in bulk washing. Do we have any dough left? Dough. Wheat. Oh, we have wheat flour. Heck yeah. 29. We don't need that many. So now we just need to wash this. Let's head to the old base and we can wash it there because we still have the washing set up over here. All right, dumped our force infused diesel in there, just waiting on our dough to make here. So there we go, there's the dough. Now we're just gonna need a cutting board, and we've got our cooking pot right here ready to go. So let's get some of these recipes together and come back over to this side of the base for the time being. So for the squid ink pasta, we need ink sac, a fish, a tomato. So ink sac. Uh-oh. How am I supposed to be getting those? Obviously from fishing. All right, so we got our dough made, and I think this is just like most of the other stuff. If we place it on there, right-click it. All right, 8 should be more than enough. We don't really need a lot of this for these. Let's go through the list, because I got some other stuff together in between clips. I went ahead and grabbed some eggs. I baked some potatoes. I made us some bowls. We already had all the rest of that. So there is the roast chicken we need to turn in. The vegetable noodles are going to need cabbage, beetroot, carrot, mushroom, and pasta. So cabbage, carrot, beetroot, mushroom, and the pasta, right? Cool. And that needs to be in a heated pot. Yep. That should make us up that. And then the last one's the squid ink. We just need a raw fish, pasta, a tomato. Do I have any tomatoes? I may have to grow some tomatoes. Let's see. Oh, we got some. Heyo. Tomato, fish, cod. Do we got any raw? Yeah, raw cod. Cool. And then ink sacks. I got 2 of them. I set up an auto fisher with an item collector at the old base just to try and get us some. So that is where that came from. Pasta, ink sack, tomato. Okay, I think we're good. Let's go cook it up. All right, so the first one is fish, that, tomato, and pasta. Squid ink pasta. Nice. Then now we should be able to do this and get our other food. There we go. Vegetable noodles. All right. So let's turn these in. Squid ink pasta, vegetable noodles. That. Okay, let's go see if our amber finished. There we go, 64. And we got our flawless Certus together. We need 16 of them. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Sweet. Last piece for this portion. Hopefully we can squeeze this in today. We need to make 256 precision mechanisms. Now, these can now be made in the quantum assembler. They just take an electrum gear, a large cogwheel, and some steel rods. So let me try to get together. So we'll need 64 of each of these items because it makes 2 per. Let me get that together and we'll meet you over at the quantum assembler. All right, here we are at the quantum assembler. We'll toss in our 3 stacks of each of these, and this should get us the 128 precision mechanisms that we need for our quest. Wow, this is slow. So while this is cooking on these, I want to go show you, we didn't have steel rods automated yet. And so I went ahead and had to set that up. And in order to set that up, we had to add another multi-servo press with a pattern provider out here in Automation Station. So I set up a multi-servo press here, stuck our rod mold in it, pattern provider directly on the top, told it to, input and output, auto input, auto output to the top. So we only need that one channel, tie it right in, and that gets us the ability to make rods. So we have rods, we have plates, and we have gears set up in multi-servo presses now. And as we need the different rods, gears, and plates, we can just toss patterns in. As long as we remember to remove the mold from the pattern, everything should work perfectly. So let's go back and see if we're going to be able to finish up this next in-game quest today in this episode. Do you accelerate? You do. Cool. Can I go more? All right. Look at it singing along. Go, baby, go. Halfway. There we go. All right, y'all. Wrapping up 2 in-game things. Oh my gosh, we are 128 short because I can't math or read, apparently. Let me go grab the others and we'll wrap up today's episode. 1 eternity later, not really, it only took like 3 or 4 minutes, but there we have it. Turned in the rest of our precision mechanisms, and now we're going to get to upgrade our magnets. I have no idea what these are going to provide for us power-wise, but it will give me the opportunity, since I'm going to have to tear it down anyways over there, to move our power generation over to the new island. We don't necessarily need to. Doesn't matter where it's being generated. It might even be smarter to leave it here. Let's discuss that real quick before we wrap up, because I need to make a bigger pressure chamber to tie into our AE2, and we need the assembly line over there. But it doesn't really matter where our power's being made. We're going to be moving all of these sifters over so that it is happening over at our new base. And that's going to leave a lot of this stuff, this room in here, just kind of open and not being used. So it might be wise to just keep Sir Chomp-a-Lots and the power gen over on this side chunk loaded. I mean, there's no reason necessarily to move it. I could actually just tie in a second setup or something. But that is going to be something for either In Between Wooly or the next episode. Don't mind me holding this knife. I swear it's not for you. But anyways, I hope you guys have enjoyed today's episode. Thank you so much for all the support and for watching. And we will see you guys next time.